alternative housing options, artist lofts, live-work units, especially something that might happen in the downtown. Looking at working with Eastgate for a fixed route transit system, something a little bit more affordable and responsive to the needs. Updating zoning and subdivision regs. And I think under economic restructuring, one of the key items was the land bank program. So I'm so glad to see these folks here and looking at this. And I know that Warren had a land bank before the county land bank, and you had over 200 properties in it, and really nothing was happening with the land bank. So I'm hoping that the program is going to start seeing those properties move, because we're going to get a lot more in there as we start and continue the demolition process. So that's really key. The West Lawn area, okay, we need a redevelopment plan for that. The community college, pursuing eds and meds. That was one of the things that came out of the market study. And once again, coming in on Market Street, you see all these signs and all these doctor's offices and the 2 hospitals. You know, we got a perfect opportunity on that corridor to promote eds and meds, you know, and really make it a well-known corridor for that type of business. Encouraging mixed-use developments, updating the city's CRA, looking at your existing incentives. Are they adequate? Do we need to revamp them? Do we need to add something to them? So lots of things under economic restructuring. And then in the executive summary too, one of the things that we have is a first-year strategy. And some of the things we talked about were delegating implementation for the plan, the MBOC memorandum of understanding, looking at Western Reserve High School for a new use, looking at all of the future uses of the old school buildings and the school facilities, and using those as, well, they're all gone, but the property is still there? Yeah, okay, so see, that's happened too. So either that's fortunate or unfortunate that the buildings are gone, but the property is still there. What are we going to do with them? And can we use that as some central area in our neighborhoods for us as a focal point? Adding at least one new program every year to fight crime. Assigning a police officer to attend neighborhood group meetings. I mean, once again, you know, we need to be working with the police department, not against the police department. Advertising the land bank more aggressively, continuing to increase the number of home demolitions. The weed and seed grant, did we get that?
Yes.
Yes, okay, implementing that weed and seed grant quickly. And the city council should meet with each of the 5 neighborhood areas to make sure that, and this is obviously one of the things you're doing here. And once again, the building study from 2005 and the park study from 2004 need to be revisited to see where that all fits in. So hopefully, if you think about that, you have some ideas about what we should be talking about in this next session here. Okay? Thanks.
I have had experience through my professional life with more consultants than I have fingers and toes, and I can tell you that I know 3 things about consultants that I've had experience with, which makes you different than all of them. They get paid, they get on an airplane, and their enthusiasm goes on that airplane with them. And it's good to see you here with that same enthusiasm and gusto that you've had since we've known you, so thank you for being here. Could I get Bob Marquez, Sam, and Mike, could you just stand up for a second? Everybody knows the mayor, and John Robertson these will be the people while you're in your groups that will be available. If you just raise your hand or holler at one of them that you'd like to know something about. If it's council, then Bob Marquez will be able to talk to you with you about that. Shar is also a rover, and she'll be available if you want to ask about the Fogelmeyer group. And of course, our land bank folks will certainly be available. And I forgot about Paul from engineering will be available if there's any questions that you'd like to have. And it's really great now if you just have a question, you don't have to write a letter or get on the phone. You just wave your hand and up they'll come. Also, could I get Bob Marquez to come up front, Al Novak, Dante, Lou, where are you? Come up front, and Roy. Could you folks just come up front and stay there for a second? Oh.
That's Lou.
this is the time that we'll go into our groups, and the groups will have 4 tasks. I'll say it again, but these folks will have those tasks with them. They will serve as recorders for each one of our groups. The first task, as I said earlier, was to outline the year's experience, successes of your activity within the last year. The second task is to talk about your short-term and long-term goals. The third task is to outline what other organizations can do to help you, organizations or people or offices. And last but not least, those things that you would like to provide if asked, if requested, that you think you can help with. So for each group, let me start the bid first with Bob Marquez. Anybody want to bid for Bob Marquez in the group? He's got good shoulders. You want Bob Marquez in your group? Okay. Anybody want to bid on Al Novak for their group? Al, you got to get a go. I'm already here. Well, then there's Roy. Anybody want Roy in their group to be their recorder? Rob going once to Jen Campbell.
We have
you got Dante?
No.
Rob going once to Southeast.
Maybe you don't need me.
We got anybody else?
Al needs a place. Yeah, our group is kind of big. We could divide up because we all kind of join tables.
Go with Southeast. Okay.
Southwest. Central Southwest.
And Main Street.
That's my name. I was embarrassed.